Feel free to be excited, guys. The very best arc of the new world just might be returning. The Reverie might be coming back. Hey YouTube, Joeboy here. So, we have a huge One Piece news update coming from Jump Festa. But before we get into it, I want to give a huge thanks to my good friend Arter as well as the Library of Ohara for providing a good translation of the news. I'll go ahead and include links for Library of Ohara as well as Arter's Twitter in the description. If you guys don't know who he is, he's just one of those few people in the community that I dare not attempt to argue about niche One Piece things because I always end up getting owned. But yeah, Arter was kind enough to provide good translations for the news, so we'll just go ahead and talk about it. There are several news updates, some revolving around the One Piece anime, which will reach Wano in 2019. You also have the new One Piece movie, Stampede, a few updates about that, as well as character designs. I'll be honest with you guys, these are low priority news things to talk about for me, and generally not something that I would cover. What I'm far more interested in is the updates that Oda gave us for the One Piece manga. This is what Oda had to say. 2019 will be focusing on Wano with an emphasis on Kozuki Oden's story, while an unexpected incident will occur at the Reverie. Oh boy, this is spicy. You guys know, everybody knows how awesome the Reverie was. I see a lot of people saying that it is confirmed that we will be going back to the Reverie, and that is not necessarily the case. Arter was kind enough to give us the specific wording Oda used, which is rather ambiguous as to whether we will go or not, but it does seem to be a possibility. But just for the sake of building expectations and not disappointing ourselves without reason, essentially based on what Oda said, while we'll get these things going on in Wano while an unexpected incident occurs in the Reverie, could mean that something happens while we're focusing on Wano and we will find out about it, not necessarily see it. But either way, guys, you already know that I am excited to find out what this unexpected incident will be. Like, I feel like we left off on a pretty high note from the Reverie to begin with, which is the Revolutionary Army attacking the world government and the Reverie in order to free Kuma. Now something unexpected will be added on top of that. I mean, really here, we need to put on our thinking caps and come up with something. Like, is Shanks gonna show up to intervene in order to stop the war? Or, the Revolutionary Army potentially capture Dragon is already dead, he's died? Or the biggest plot twist of them all, something that nobody expected, Dragon himself captures Shirahoshi. Intends on using her ancient weapon powers to destroy the world government. But really guys, this just seems like prime territory for Oda to really introduce something game-changing that we did not expect. Maybe we're missing a few pieces, but that's just my gut feeling. I mean, if you're talking about unexpected events occurring after what it is that we know, it's like, the Revolutionary Army actually loses. That was the final battle and they're captured now. Like, how can you add a twist to what is essentially a huge battle? Unless it's a twist on the outcome of that battle. The Revolutionary Army has officially defeated both Admiral Fujitora and Green Bull. They have killed all of these celestial dragons and have moved their base to Merijois. But yeah, I could go on making meme theories that I could find probably some reason to argue for a very long time, but this is just something that excites me. I really like it. This was, I feel like, a good teaser, as long as whatever we end up getting is actually unexpected and not just what it is that we essentially already know, which is the Revolutionary Army fought against the admirals with the intent on rescuing Kuma, and the obvious thing to believe that would occur after this is that they rescued Kuma, possibly, and then escaped alive. But the other part of the news that I've kind of skimmed over, and I feel like most will, is that Oda said that the Wano arc will have an emphasis on Oden's story. And this just intrigues me for one reason. It's like there's so many things going on. We're preparing for the Fire Festival, where we expect some sort of head-to-head between the Strats, their allies, as well as the Shogun. This will lead into, or, Kaido might even be there from the beginning, but Kaido will get involved in this shortly after or during. And so when are we really going to have a time for the story to emphasize Oden? No doubt I can envision a chapter or two of total material giving us insight onto Oden, his past, his character, things that he's done. I can totally imagine that. But, 2 chapters from an entire year is not really all that much in comparison, and not something that I would really specifically mention as a focal point of the One Piece story in 2019. So it really makes me feel as though I might be underselling just how important Oden's story is to the Wano arc as a whole, and how much there is to really say. And that also kind of excites me, because I like not really understanding the full scope of what it is that I think I know. Because right now, what is it that I really expect to find out about Oden? Well, he was a Kozuki. He understood how to read and write the poneglyphs and create poneglyphs. That's just something that I expect to be touched on eventually in Wano for sure. Will it be thrown in this year with all the things that we have? I mean, I'm not sure, but I guess this would be the time to do it since Oda brought it up. But I guess it's just about here that I should bring up the obligatory statement that whenever Oda brings up a timeline, a time frame for anything, we should always be skeptical. That even if we don't get more Oden in 2019, does not mean it's not coming. It could be the following year as well, just because that's how it works. But yeah, Oden and poneglyphs, that's important. It would be really interesting to learn about Oden's history, both as part of the Whitebeard Pirates and the Roger Pirates. Also, his specific role and why Roger recruited him. We have speculations about that, but I would like to know that for certain. You can always add in the other stories of how exactly Oden went to become a pirate in the first place, all of his past in Wano itself, and his relationship with his father, who was the previous ruler of Wano. And this is without mentioning his final moments actually shown to us in Wano, where we're led to believe he was boiled alive. I guess really to reach the level of emphasis that I am imagining right now based on what Oda has said means an entire Nolan-like flashback for Oden. We're talking about a 5 to 10 chapter flashback at least. Which is perfectly fine with me because flashbacks are some of the most enjoyable content that I find in One Piece. And if Oden ends up getting one this in-depth, then that would imply that there is quite a lot to actually show us. It's important to. But again here, guys, I don't really want to increase your expectations all that much because we really don't know what Oda meant, what it actually implies, what we're actually going to get. But I'll just say that I personally am rooting for a lot of flashback with Oden as a pirate in the Whitebeard Pirates and the Roger Pirates to potentially learn some of those juicy Raftel secrets. That would definitely make my 2019. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much what I had to say today. As always, I am curious as to what you guys think. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you liked the video, dislike the video if you disliked the video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to be notified for my future content. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.